Hey guys, it's Sarah, and today we are going to talk about March Mystery Madness. This is a month-long readathon that I am helping to host, and the creator of this is Elizabeth over at LizziefayeLovesBooks, and I will leave her channel link down below for sure. And we have a ton of hosts this year, so I will try to leave all those hosts down below as well so you guys can kind of go through and see some other videos. But there is also a Twitter page for this, so I will leave that link down below, and I believe there's going to be some Instagram challenges this year too. So any information that I have, I will leave in the description down below so you guys can go and check all of that out. But today I wanted to give you my TBR for the month, and I have kind of shied away from doing specific TBRs, but for this one specifically, I wanted to do one because we have challenges and there's only 6 of them for an entire month, so it's really not too overwhelming. And then I also have some other books on my radar that I plan to read that go along with the mystery theme that I wanted to share with you guys. So this is going to be kind of all the mystery books I'm going to be trying to read in the month of March, along with all of the books for the challenges. Okay, so we're going to start with the challenges. I will kind of refresh what the challenges are and what they mean, and then I will show you the books that I picked for them. For these challenges, they are going to be one-word challenges, so you can really take them and cater them to what your TBRs look like. So for the first one, the word is shelf. So I am choosing to do this one for my physical shelf, anything on my physical shelf that I would like to read. You can also interpret this as a digital shelf if you have an e-reader. You can interpret it as a library shelf if you want to go to the library and check something out. Something like that. So for my pick, I went over to my shelves and I wanted to pick something a little bit shorter and something that has been on my shelf for quite a while. And I picked The Woman in Cabin 10 by Ruth Ware. I talked about this book recently because it is one that I'm a little bit nervous about now because I got it fairly new-ish. I actually had one of my subscribers send it to me. We did like a book trade. And I was excited to read it because I'd heard really good things upon it coming out and it was really hyped up. But the more people that were reading it, the more people were not really liking it all that much or thinking it was maybe overhyped. So now I'm a little bit nervous about it. I'm not sure if I'm gonna like it. I did read The Lying Game by her last year and I didn't love it. I had a lot of problems with it. I didn't have a problem with the writing, and I hear that her writing is the same throughout all her books, which is fine. The writing didn't bother me. It was the storyline that bothered me and the character development because there was none. So we're gonna see, but it's on my shelf. It's still something that, you know, I'm interested enough to hang on to it, to give it a try, but I think when I read this one, it's gonna determine whether or not Ruth Ware is gonna be an author for me or not, because if I don't like this one and I didn't really like The Lying Game, I'm gonna probably call it done with her. But if I like this one and I'm pleasantly surprised, we'll see. Maybe the future will have some more Ruth Ware books for me, but we're gonna have to just see how it goes. But this one is going to be for the first challenge for something on my shelf. Challenge number 2, the word is borrow. So this can be something that you borrow from a friend. It can be something that you borrow from Kindle Unlimited. It could be something you borrow from the library. Just something that you don't own that you will be reading and then returning to someone some way, somehow. And for this one, I have a book that a friend of mine gave me. She's in my book club and she knew that I wanted to read this book. So when she read it, she said, hey, do you want to borrow this? I know you've been wanting to read it. And I said, yes. So I grabbed it. And that is Bonfire by Kristen Ritter. And this is a newer release. It just came out recently. And I have heard mixed things about it. A lot of people seem to like it. Some people just thought it was okay. I'm interested to see what it's like. This is Kristen Ritter's first novel. Kristen Ritter is an actress. She's been in things like Jessica Jones and Breaking Bad and, you know, a couple other things. But yeah, so I'm interested to see what her writing style is like and what kind of stories she came up with. And it's this, again, this is a pretty short one too. So I'm going to be borrowing this one. Challenge number 3 is new, and this can be a new release. It can be a new to you author. It can be an author's debut novel, anything like that. Now this one, I am picking a book that I received for review, and it actually does not come out until April, so I'm really excited about that. This is All the Beautiful Lies by Peter Swanson. Now this covers new for me in a couple different ways. First, it is a new book. It hasn't even been released yet. It won't be released till April 3rd, but it is also a new to me author. I have not read anything by Peter Swanson yet, although I have heard amazing, amazing things about his books. And so when I was able to receive an ARC of this, I was super, super excited to be able to have it and and read it. So I'm going to be reading this one. Challenge number 4 is historical, and this can be something that is like a historical fiction that has a mystery element to it. It could be something just, you know, set in our past, even if it's not based on true events. And for this one, I'm going to actually pick a classic mystery book and a mystery author. And this is an author that I have not read anything from yet, and people are just shocked and appalled that I haven't read this author because I love mysteries and thrillers so much. But that is Agatha Christie, and I'm going to read And Then There Were None. This is kind of considered like a classic mystery book. So that is what I'm going to be using for the historical prompt. This one, again, is pretty short. I'm really surprised at how short some of these books are. And this one is actually also on my birthday reading list, so I'll be able to check that box as well. But it's one that I've been wanting to get to, so I am really excited to read this one. Challenge number 5 is foreign. So this can be a book that is set in a different country than where you live. It can be by an author that is from a different country than where you're from. It can be a book that goes across multiple countries, or it goes across multiple states, or, you know, just like a traveling type of thing. And for this one, I am going to read Sometimes I Lie, and this is by Alice Feeney, and this one comes out actually in March. So I will be reading and reviewing this book in the month of March. So I will have like an actual review video for this in the month too, which is pretty exciting. And this one I got an early copy, and I'm counting this for the foreign because Alice Feeney is actually British. She's a British author. I don't know if this book takes place in the UK or not, but I'm guessing it might. So I guess we're just gonna have to see when I get into it. But either way, the author is foreign, so I'm going to go ahead and count it for that. And challenge number 6 is opposite. And for this one, I'm going to be picking a book that I am reading for a read-along group on Goodreads as well. And this one is called The Grave Tender, and this is by Eliza Maxwell. Now, the reason I'm doing opposite for this one is because I have no idea what this book is about. I've never heard of it. I have no idea what the synopsis is. I have stayed away from it on purpose so I could use it for this challenge. And that is what I'm going to consider my opposite, because normally on a normal basis, I would always look into a book and at least read the synopsis and see what it's about. I would look it up on Goodreads and see what the ratings are. I'm not doing any of that. I'm staying completely away from it until I start reading it. So that is going to be an opposite thing for me. I don't know if that's a stretch or not, because the only other thing I could think about was, you know, normally I wouldn't read a cozy mystery, but I don't really want to read a cozy mystery, so I don't want to, you know, force myself to do something like that. So I figured this would be a good compromise for me, whereas normally I would, you know, look into a book and see what it's about before I want to read it, but this one I have no idea, and I'm going to go into it completely blind. All right, so that is it for the challenges. And now for the rest of the TBR, I just want to show you some other books that I have on my radar that I would like to try to read in the month of March, because they are mystery and thriller books, and they are books that I would like to be getting to. So the first one is The Vanishing by Wendy Webb. This is part of my birthday reading project, and I figured I would use the month of March to go ahead and read this one because it is supposed to be like a good mystery book. Another one that is on my birthday reading project is called I Hunt Killers, and this is by Barry Lyga. And this one was recommended to me, and I was really excited about it because I already had it on my Kindle. And it's definitely a mystery. I think it's something about a boy hunting serial killers, and he might be one himself, as maybe. That's a very broad guess, but it's on my list. Another book that is on my list is Unsub, and this is by Meg Gardner. And this is one that I actually picked out of my TBR jar to read for the winter months. And I would like to have all those books read before the beginning of April, because in April I plan to pick my spring TBR jar picks. And this one fits into the March mystery because it is a mystery book, and I'm excited to see what it's about. I've heard really good things about it. And then I also have a couple of books from NetGalley that are coming out this month that I would like to maybe try to get to if I can. One is The Broken Girls by Simone St. James, and this was actually a book of the month pick for this month, I believe, actually. So a lot of people have been getting it in their book of the month subscription, so that's exciting. And then the other one is Let Me Lie by Claire McIntosh. So I have both of those on NetGalley. They both come out in the month of March. If I can get to them, that would be amazing. They aren't my higher priorities, but since they're coming out in March and they are mystery books, I figured I would go ahead and add them to this list. So hopefully I can get to those as well. All right, guys, that is it. Those are all the books that I'm going to be concentrating on for the month of March so that I can fit them into this March Mystery Madness. And I'm really excited about these. At first, I talked about 11 books, so I was a little bit nervous about that because that's more books than I normally read in a month. However, a lot of these books are really short, so I think that I can get through them pretty quickly, and I'm really hoping that that is going to be the case so that I actually could get to all, if not most of them. Let me know down below if you guys are going to be participating in the March Mystery Madness, and make sure you go check out all the links down below to see all the information for the entire readathon, and make sure you follow along with other people as well, and the Twitter page. There will be Twitter sprints throughout the month. I don't think there's a schedule yet. I'm not planning to be hosting any, but I might try to go along with some if I have the time to do that whenever the schedule gets kind of fleshed out and everything. But let me know if you're going to be participating. Let me know what you guys are going to be reading for March. I'm really excited to see if you guys are going to be reading any mysteries, if you're going to read any of these. If there are any of these books that you guys want to buddy read with me, let me know. That will give me a good push to get a whole bunch of them read, and we can maybe try to read them together and help encourage each other. All right, I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you again soon. Bye.